All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're shrinking ourselves down, way down, to explore one of the most incredible, fundamental building blocks of life, the plant cell. And forget what you might remember from biology class. This isn't some simple blob. No, no. We're about to take a tour of a super sophisticated microscopic factory that, honestly, powers our entire world.
Have you ever really thought about it? I mean, a plant can't just walk over to the fridge when it's hungry, right? And it doesn't have a skeleton, yet somehow giant trees can stand hundreds of feet tall, totally defying gravity. So how does it pull off these amazing feats every single day?
Well, the secret to all of it is hidden inside this tiny, incredibly powerful factory. So we're going to go on a little guided tour. Think of the plant cell as a bustling city, full of specialized departments, all working together in perfect harmony. You ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the Cellular Factory. On this tour, we're going to explore all the specialized departments, the little pieces of machinery that work together to make life possible for a plant.
Okay, first, a quick vocabulary word for our tour. It's an important one. The machinery and all the different departments inside this factory are called organelles. It's a great name, really. Just think of them as little organs, where each one is a specialist with a super critical job to do to keep the whole operation running smoothly.
Our first stop is District 1, the walls and gates. I mean, every good factory needs security, right? And a solid structure. So let's see how the plant cell protects all the precious cargo inside.
So the very first thing you'll notice, the outer layer of defense, is the cell wall. And this is a feature that's pretty much exclusive to plant cells. It's this rigid outer layer made of a really tough material called cellulose. You can think of it like the factory's strong brick exterior. It's what provides all the support and structure a plant needs to stand up nice and tall.
Now, right inside that tough wall is another layer, the cell membrane. So if the wall is the factory's sturdy frame, the membrane is like its high-tech security gate. It's super important because it carefully controls what gets to come in and what goes out. And here's a key difference. While that rigid wall is unique to plants, this flexible membrane is something you'll find in animal cells too.
Okay, once we're past security, we find ourselves in the cytoplasm. This is basically the factory floor. It's this jelly-like substance that fills the entire cell, and it holds all the organelles, all that machinery, right in place. It's also where a lot of the cell's important chemical reactions happen.
All right, now we're heading over to District 2, the assembly line. This is the real manufacturing heart of our factory. This is where the cell produces all the essential proteins it needs to grow and function, and these proteins are the real workhorses. They do everything.
Making a protein is this beautiful three-step process. It all starts in the nucleus. That's the main control center, the CEO's office. It issues the instructions from the DNA blueprints. Those plans then go out to the ribosomes. They're the workers on the factory floor who build the proteins on something called the endoplasmic reticulum, which is kind of like our conveyor belt. And finally, the Golgi apparatus acts as the shipping department, packaging the finished proteins up and sending them exactly where they need to go. It is a perfectly streamlined system.
You know, no factory can run without energy or supplies. So, welcome to District 3, Power and Storage. This is the utilities hub where the cell generates all its power and manages its resources.
First up, meet the mitochondria. These are the cell's power plants, plain and simple. They take in nutrients like glucose and, through a process called cellular respiration, they convert them into pure, usable energy that fuels the entire factory. And just like the cell membrane, these little powerhouses are essential in animal cells too.
Now, look at this number, 90%. What on earth could possibly take up 90% of the space inside our factory? It's not the machinery, it's not the control center. Any guesses?
The answer is the large central vacuole, which is basically the factory's gigantic water tower. And this quote says it all. When it's full of water, the plant stands tall. When it's empty, the plant wilts. By storing water and also nutrients and waste, it creates pressure that pushes against the cell wall, and that pressure is literally what keeps the plant firm and upright. It's amazing.
And now for the plant cell's ultimate superpower, the one thing that truly makes it special, the chloroplasts. These are the factory's solar panels. They capture sunlight, and through the magical process of photosynthesis, they create glucose, the plant's own food, from just carbon dioxide and water. This unique ability is the real game changer. It's what truly separates plants from animals.
So, we've seen the main production lines and the power plants, but you know, every factory needs a good support crew. So let's quickly meet the teams that handle the internal structure, recycling, and safety before we zoom out and look at the big picture. These support roles are absolutely vital. First up, you've got the cytoskeleton. This provides internal scaffolding, kind of like the factory's support beams, giving the whole structure its shape. Then you have the lysosomes. They're the cleanup and recycling crew, breaking down old parts and waste. And finally, the peroxisomes are like the hazmat team, neutralizing any harmful substances to keep the whole operation safe and secure.
So, let's do a final review of our factory roster. We've got the cell wall, our city walls, the nucleus, the main control center, the mitochondria, our power plants, the vacuole, the massive water tower, and of course, the game-changing chloroplasts, our solar panels. This is the core team, the all-stars that really define a plant cell.
And let's not forget why all this matters. These microscopic factories, working together in the trillions, they don't just build the plants we see around us. They form the very foundation of most ecosystems on Earth. They produce the oxygen that we're breathing right now and the food that sustains pretty much all life. It's just incredible.
So as we finish up our tour, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What other complex natural processes are powered by tiny, unseen factories just like this one? The world inside a single cell is just as breathtaking as the world outside. Thanks for joining me for this little tour.